All right, festivals in our area are kind of winding down right now, but we do have one interesting event going on next week. I'm talking about the Reedsburg Fermentation Fest, and joining me now to talk about that is Donna Newworth. Thank you for being here, Donna.
My pleasure.
All right, tell me, what is Fermentation Fest?
Well, Fermentation Fest is a live culture convergence, and it takes place in Reedsburg October 12th through the 21st, so it's a 10-day festival, a food and farming festival with a focus on fermentation in all its forms.
Okay.
And so beer and cheese and sourdough bread and chocolate, all these things are fermented, but or made with live cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about live cultures, we're not only talking about the food, but we're talking about dance and music and art.
Right, and we're looking at some pictures now from last year's event. What are we looking at right there?
Well, the Farm Art Detour is the featured event during Fermentation Fest, and it is a 50-mile self-guided tour starting in Reedsburg, going around Lake Redstone and through two other small towns and back into Reedsburg again, through some of the most beautiful working farmlands you'll ever see. So you'll actually see where all these fermented foods are actually raised and how the land is used.
Right.
So it is these art installations, some of which you're seeing on the photos here, punctuate the landscape.
Oh, okay.
So it's 50 miles, 39 stops along the way, and there are art installations such as the boots there. And they're temporary art installations.
Cool.
They're only designed to last those 10 days.
That's quite the trip, by the way. All right, we were talking about this during the break, that fermentation, there's a lot of science behind it and everything. We have some items on display here. Talk to me about what we have on the table here today.
Well, in addition to the detour, there are over 33 classes and workshops that take place in downtown Reedsburg. Everything from how to make sauerkraut or kimchi or sourdough bread or cheese. And our featured speaker is Sandor Katz, who wrote this book, The Art of Fermentation, which is now on the New York Times bestseller list, and he talks about the science of fermentation. Fermentation basically is transformation, whether it's from grain to beer or from milk to cheese or from cabbage to sauerkraut.
And it has a rich history here in Wisconsin too.
Yes, sauerkraut especially from the German heritage, and of course beer and cheese, we all know about those.
Famous beer and cheese here in Wisconsin.
But the fermentation process adds nutrients and shelf life, and it's something that's being rediscovered by a lot of people over many generations who have sort of forgotten how to do it.
So people who are interested in attending Fermentation Fest, fermentationfest.com, right?
Yes.
They can check that out, find out all the goodies that go along with the 10-day event.
And register for classes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Donna, so much for being here today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. Still